It's Ashley with Quantum You here, and we wanted to record a little video testimony. This is going to be uploaded to the Quantum You YouTube channel. We also want to give this to Mike Popovich at Freedom Ministries. We were talking about this week, and so as we start our You is Health course, we talk about living in divine health and living in freedom with the way that you live and the things you eat and how you live your life. And so with me tonight is my brother, Luke, and he has actually experienced a pretty cool breakthrough mentally for his own health. And so we just wanted to have him record his experience and have you all hear how he approached his health. And so I'll just let you say what you want.
You know, when I first started learning about this, just like anything, you hear it a lot from church. So you get let down a lot. Things just start to happen. But when you find truth, you know it's real because who you really are is real. Mm-hmm. And throughout this whole thing, I learned that if it changes, it means it's not real. Circumstances change, right? Who you really are never changes. And once you start to grasp that, then you realize the I am is real. And that's who you are. And when you grasp that, you know, one of the biggest things was I decided I wanted to lose weight, but I like to eat, just like everybody else. And everybody, you know what? You see the guy next to you, eats whatever he wants, doesn't gain a pound. You know what? I would eat something, gained a little bit. It was frustrating. And then once you catch on to this, you realize the person next to you, across from you, it's all one. And you're like, why would God make me different than them? Well, the thing is he didn't.
Right.
That's the truth in that. And when you catch on to that, I decided that I could change it. I could be who I wanted to be, and I could eat what I wanted, and not gain a pound and actually lose. So in the last few months here, I've lost like probably 60, 70, 80 pounds. I haven't changed a thing. What changed was
you kind of eat more, do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because it's more enjoyable now.
Yeah.
And when you realize that it doesn't affect you, you can be the observer. You can really be the observer and enjoy the food.
Yeah, that's what's cool. And so I think, you know, this kind of coincides with what we're talking about with you as health in this course. It's not about a diet. It's not about an exercise program. It's not about following the rules. It's about understanding that the spirit in you is the same spirit that's in all of us. And we're just living a human experience. And so your body mind is really just kind of an illusion. And so you kind of visualize it into existence. And so what you think becomes. And so if you think that food is off limits to you, then it will be. And if you think that you can eat whatever you want and have whatever you want and be healthy, then you can be. And so you kind of set your own limitation. And what's really come true to me in the recent weeks is just how the things that we experience in life are a mirror of what's going on inside of us. Mm-hmm. And it's an opportunity at that moment when things come up in life, say for example a health challenge, or say you want to be free in how you live with food and whatever else. It's coming up now because it's ready to be released. It's ready to go, and it's ready for you to experience your oneness with God in that. And so for me, I've just taken the challenges I've seen recently as an opportunity to say, somehow that's in me. Somehow that is a mirror of what's going on inside of my heart and mind. And how can I release that and set myself free into freedom, that infinite possibility, of that infinite field of possibility that we all are at all times.
I love that. It's true. It's so true. You know, the only limitations that you have are what you created. Mm-hmm. When you realize that you were your own creator, you know, things start to change, and you go back into your limitations. And when you do, it usually starts with a yeah, but.
Mm.
When you see that, go back and see where that started. You know, when you start to realize that you only live right now only exists. The past doesn't, the future, it doesn't. But when you're sitting at home watching TV and you find yourself just panicking, stressed out, your mind is either in the future or the past, and you're missing the right now. And you know, if you're having some health problems or whatnot, you know, I shouldn't have eaten that today. I shouldn't have done that. Mine's in the past. That's not happening to you right now. But right now you can enjoy that, you know, and when you realize that you are a creator and you have all of these thoughts behind what you just ate or what you did, you created that. It gives you a reason. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. Well, it'll give a reason why you shouldn't have eaten that.
Right.
Or you can live right now and just enjoy it. That's why we have taste buds.
Right, exactly. Why would food be good if we don't want to eat it? Well, and that's the other thing is, like, one of the things I've become aware of is just kind of separating myself from whatever my body mind is going through emotionally or physically. You know, if I'm having a pain or if I'm frustrated about something, is it really the spirit in me suffering, or is it my body mind suffering? Is it just something that's going to pass? And can I allow that to pass? Can I welcome those emotions and just allow them to pass through me without having to cling to it? And I think the same is true for health, right? And the same is true for, you know, how we see our body. Do we have to cling to the emotion, or can we just sit back from this position of spirit and say, okay, that's an emotion my body mind is having right now. I'm going to let it have it. I'm going to just welcome that and let it be here. And then it can just pass through, and our body can just move into greater freedom, because what happens is that energy of contractedness or fear or upset, if we don't hold on to it, it passes back into the field of possibility, and that energy now transforms into something that can be changed into positive, right?
Yep, absolutely. Well, and an example of that too is when you're by yourself and you find yourself stressing out, you're going back to the past, and your mind just gets into a loop. Or you're playing card games with a bunch of friends and having a good time, and you're not even thinking about it. Time flies. That is a perfect example. That didn't just happen. You existed without those thoughts. And then you start asking yourself questions. Well, who am I without thought? Well, that's a perfect example. And so when you start asking yourself these questions, you start getting answers, because you were part of the I am. And that is the main thing, is go inside. Find who you are and change it. And that's you can be sound in that, because it's true. That is the same as yesterday, today, and forever. And you can find peace in that, and then you find that time really was just an illusion, and everything happens now. So when you create something, do it now. You can have it now.
Don't wait. Don't wait for something to happen in the future. Don't wait to be happy. You know, something I've really realized recently is, don't wait for something to happen to have your happiness. Don't wait for something outside of you to give it yourself approval. Give yourself the love and approval and happiness that you want right now, because all we have is right now. And so regardless of what external circumstance there is, like, I was driving to work today, and you know, I've been having this experience of just the spirit in me feels like all of the most amazing memories I've had in my life happening at one time. And it's so cool. And I just feel like my eyes have been open to loving myself so much more than I could ever even imagine. And I think it's really just tuning into the spirit in me. And the spirit in me sees, you know, Ashley living her body, mind, life and doing her best, and just loves her for that. And I think that's so empowering.
So
your body heals from that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes I feel like just stress is a big one right now. You go to find yourself. What do? You go out and take a drive. You say, I'm just going to go and blow off some steam. Or you're going to go on a camping trip. You go off, you know, blow some steam, whatever. But what you don't realize is you go up there and you observe what's going on around you. All the perfection, the birds, the color, just all the different colors of the world, the trees, all the animals, and you relax. And then you realize that what you did is you found yourself. And you look about everything of what God has created. But then who do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see the same thing? you should have that same peace because you are one.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we were created. And so you don't have to go a long distance to find yourself. All you have to do is look in the mirror and decide, when you say I am, who are you talking about? Body, mind, or the one?
Well, and I think what's funny is, for a moment, can you allow yourself to not look externally for your happiness? Can you allow yourself to be open to the possibility that the happiness that you have always been looking for externally through whatever circumstance has been in you the entire time? So, for example, when we're, something I have a great memory of is being with my family on the 4th of July, and just that moment when we're all watching the fireworks together and we just have this pause, and there's just this incredible experience of oneness. And I think what we often do is when those moments happen, we attribute it to the fireworks, or we attribute it to the movie, or we attribute it to whatever experience we're having on the external. We attribute it to that, and that makes me happy, that makes me feel good. And in fact, no, what it is your mind is just pausing for a moment, and the spirit in you is shining through. That's always been there, and that's the happiness that you feel, and you literally can tap into it at any time. So in the middle of traffic, when you're wanting to give somebody the number one on the freeway, you can tap into that spirit in you, and that happiness that you felt in the moment of fireworks or whatever can be experienced now because it's just always in you. And so looking for that happiness, looking for that health, looking for that approval. We're talking again about losing weight and health and things like that. Looking for those solutions outside of you is going to cause you unhappiness, even if you meet your goal. Whereas if you live from within, you'll be able to live that goal. That goal that you have will manifest, and you'll be happy regardless of if it comes or not.
Yes. And one of my biggest things was I had to decide that I was going to love myself no matter what I looked like. And once I got over that, the weight loss and everything wasn't making me happy. I was already happy. That was just a side effect.
That's great.
And so it didn't matter if I was 80 pounds less or 80 pounds more. It just all comes within.
Yeah.
And that was just a side effect. And it just made that much more tasty.
That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. So now you can enjoy your weight loss, but also not be clinging to it for your happiness, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not a thing. You know what? You don't set limits or anything. You just wake up and enjoy your day because, like I said, it's always now. You're forever. So why spend so much time in the past or the future or what you look like when you're everlasting? And so you have to have that settlement within. Once you do, you are in the world's biggest playground.
And everything will come to pass, right? Like you'll experience your goal, you'll experience all the things you're after.
Absolutely.
But you're kind of like, I'm happy no matter what. Even if it doesn't happen, I'm happy. And so that position is your happiness comes, but you're not clinging to it for dear life. And I think that's the biggest thing is, what's that verse? It talks about, I can't remember the exact words because I don't often read the book anymore because I just experience spirit. But seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And I think what the point is you're seeking first that spirit in you, and you're seeking first to be that oneness, and then everything else is added to it, versus you seeking all the other things and then the kingdom comes. That's not how it works. It's backward.
It's backward.
So.
And it's like muddy water. You know what? Just living in the now doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want. It's just more clear. We have free will. And so if you're constantly living in the past and the future, there is no room for God to step in and have something new because you have free will. You can create. So if you're living in the past and you're looking over and over and over and that's what you're going to get again. But if you live today, that didn't happen. Right now, that didn't happen. And now you have room to grow. Now you have room for God to step in. And now you have room for the divine in you to shine through. And you can just grow. You can just grow. And then you'll actually see what you want and what you want to observe. And you won't want to do it out of, when I get this, I'm happy. You are just going to do it because you want to observe. You want to observe everybody in it because you realize it's all one, it's all beautiful, and it's much more clear. And then you find yourself getting more what you want because you know what you want.
And it's more satisfying when you
Much
reach your
more.
goal. When you're not clinging to it for your happiness, it feels better.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is really exciting. So everyone, this is it's been a great podcast episode. A little special guest with my brother here. So we love you all, and we're looking forward to seeing you as we continue the You is Health course. And thank you to all the Freedom Ministries people for tuning in. We'll see you all soon.
Have a good one. Thank you.